I think that there's force balancing going on at times. And here's how it works. You need to have most of the vote counted. And the last set of tabulations are always the one, because each tabulator that you corrupt is going to have to understand what it needs to get to in order to get to an end result. So if you have, say, 7 counties involved in an election, and one of those counties has an unexplained humidity failure of its tabulator, then the other 6 counties finish their voting, and you know how many people voted, you know what the total is. You could then add a very tiny piece of code, 4 or 5 lines, that basically says, well, we know this is the total number of votes, we know what we have to force balance to, and basically work ourselves at whatever percentage to get there. And you can do it extremely simply. It's one of the major insider hacks that we find in the banking community, that somebody will go ahead and take a force tabulator where, there's sort of famous instance where they'll take the rounding off error, and instead of applying it to one account or another account, they'll apply it to a third account. It's the same process. It's a tiny piece of code. It gets slipped in. It's very hard to audit and find, and it just slowly trickles things out. A force balancer works this way. I know I have 10,000 votes total coming in. I don't know what they're going to be, but I want this candidate to win by 51.6%. These people over here have already said my candidate is not going to win, so in order to get them there with the remaining votes, I need him to win 58% of the votes. So the next 58% of the votes end up for that candidate. It's a force balance equation. It's mathematics, extremely simple, and it's a very short piece of code. Well, maybe that's never happened, but nobody can prove to me it's never happened because nobody will show us the code. And if there's any kind of complexity in the software, then there's lots of places this can be inserted. It could be resident and living in there for all I know.
Why the 51.6%? We talked about that.
51.6% is a funny number. 51.6% generally is a number that virtually in any state automatically triggers a no need for recount.
Very sophisticated.
Yeah.